Nissan Maxima is leaking oil. All these cars have a common problem. You can see the oil is dripping. If you come back here, it's coming right by where the oil filter housing is. That's the oil cooler. What we're gonna do is we're gonna bring this car down. We're gonna shut the engine off. We're gonna remove this tire, and then we're gonna remove this panel here, and we're gonna show you step by step how to solve this oil leak. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove this oil filter, and under this filter there's I believe 24 millimeter socket bolt. We're gonna remove that. This filter housing is gonna come apart, and in back of it, it has a seal that looks like this, and the part number is 917036, and this big O-ring is gonna go right in back of that oil filter housing. So what we're gonna do is let's remove this filter, and then we'll remove the number 24. Alright, so you remove the filter, a lot of oil is gonna come out of there, and this line here, it has a coolant inside. You do not want to remove that line because all the coolant will come out and it will be a big mess. And you don't need to remove that because it's gonna give you just enough room so you can get that seal out of there. And when the job is done, make sure you put a new filter always. Once the filter comes out, it's no good. And then top off the oil. Alright, so now what we're gonna do is if you can see here, you can put a big socket on this. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get a number 24 that looks like a number 24. Oh, maybe it's not a number 24. Let's get the perfect size. So it's a number 22. It's a 22 millimeter. Alright, once you have that loose, you can use the socket. This is like a long stud looking type of bolt that goes through the housing. Alright, we're gonna put that, you can save it in there. We'll leave that down there. Make sure it doesn't fall to the side. Alright. Now what we're gonna do is if you take this and you move it out, there's gonna be a orange looking O-ring in back of this. Just like that one. That's the same ring that I showed you guys. That's the O-ring you have to replace. In back of this housing, it has a small groove where that seal goes to. So we're gonna clean this up, and we're gonna come right back, and then we'll install the new seal. Now, if you look at the old seal and the new seal, you'll see the difference. It has become squished up, and it's a smaller the size. That's why it's leaking oil, and that seal is no good. So this is the new one. It's gonna cover up that gap, and it's gonna stop the leak from the oil filter housing. All right, just want to show you guys the back of the housing, and right in the back you see the small groove all around it. That's where the seal is gonna sit, so we're gonna clean that. And this coolant pipe you cannot take out because all the coolant will come down. All right, now we're gonna put the seal in, the O-ring. You're gonna gently take that O-ring and put it right in the place. The big groove. There you go.
The big one?
The big one. There, that one. Is it in? Alright, so just like that, you see the orange seal in there? The seal is very hard to get in there. Not hard to get in there, but hard to like pinpoint it. That's the seal in there. And now what we're gonna do is you're gonna slowly take that. I'm gonna come around this. Make sure you don't drop the seal. Let me get a view. So slowly take that. Put the bolt right through it and stick it in and tighten it up. Make sure the seal doesn't move from its place. If it does move from its place, it'll be like a big little gap. You can't miss it. It's gonna be hard to find those threads because it's slippery. The oil is making everything slippery. Did you find the thread?
Yeah.
This is a common problem on all the Nissans, and make sure you tighten this nice and tight. You can torque it. And once you get it by hand, you can use the wrench. You can use your ratchet. Make sure it's nice and tight. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a new filter on. Alright, now we got this tight and we cleaned out where the filter is gonna sit. We're gonna bring a new filter. We're gonna install the new filter. We'll clean up a little bit of this area, and then we'll top off the oil, and then we'll let the car run. And there should be no more leaks. A little bit of oil in the filter. Take it from inside.
More.
Just rub against it. Alright, so you put a new filter on, hand tighten it. Now what we'll do is we'll put the cover back on, then we'll clean up the area, we'll top off the oil, put the tire on, and then we'll test it. Alright, now we have the car running and there's no more oil leak. We're gonna let this car run for a good 5 minutes, and if it passes the test, we're okay. We're not gonna do anything to it no more. And that is usually the O-ring that leaks on these cars. We'll clean all this up a little bit, and that's it.